Hi everyone, Catherine here. Thanks for tuning in. Today we're going to do another episode of Hospital Tycoon, and so the fact that the new game is coming out this week, which I'm really looking forward to. But just thought I might say something in lieu of what happened in America recently. I have no ties to America. I'm looking at it in an objective way. I can only look into it from the outside in, but it's just what will go through some people's mind when they think it's okay to harm somebody in a who you play games in a competitive way, in a competitive battle, which is perfectly fine. A lot of people do that. I myself into aren't really into competitive gaming, but as a kid, I used to play a few multi games with other people, multiplayer games, and it's not just video games. It's like or computer games. It's like sports games as well. Competitive sports, like you got your netball, your basketball, your cricket, football, tennis, whatever you want to call it. And there is a sense of competitiveness, competitive gameplay when you actually play against people. And even in football and tennis, there are people who play against siblings, two sisters or two brothers. They play against each other, and being family, they obviously love each other so much, as families do. I mean, maybe they don't, I don't know. But when they come to the football field, they're against each other. They're playing against each other, and they may play directly against each other. But when they get off the football field, they shake hands. As a competitive player, you acknowledge and you're thankful and grateful for the person and people that you play against. It's the same as video games. When I used to play video games with other people or against other people, there weren't so much the multiplayer games that you have now, like the Fortnite or the PUBG or stuff like that, or the Gmod, or even competitive Uno. You can play Uno competitively now. We didn't have those really much as kids. The best thing I can think of when with competitive gameplay was when who uses Yahoo Mail still today? I know I do. That's okay. I created my first email account maybe when I was about 13, 14 years old, when we started learning about using the internet properly on a basis as communication. And you play games against people, like the card games against people, and you don't know who you're playing against. You could be playing against your next door neighbor, could be playing against somebody from the other side of the world. You don't know who you're playing against. And why isn't my stopwatch? Okay, start. There we go. Anyway, you don't know who you're playing against, but you're playing against people from all over the world. And you know what? After every single game, and I still do it today, even, we're playing against people, after every single game, in the chat, because it wasn't voice then, in the chat, you always say either one of these four words, or acronyms, or whatever you call it. GG, GGA, WD, or WDA. In game, we might say WDP or something like that. They stand for, respectively, good game all, well done all, and well done player. If you're playing cooperatively, as in on a team, you would use that very last one. Because you're playing against people and you're playing with people. You want to sort of go out shaking hands with the other person, saying, you know what, we played very well today. I might have lost, you might have lost, but it doesn't matter. It really, really doesn't matter. And in the competitive market these days, it doesn't matter whether you play, whether you win or whether you lose. It's your attitude towards the people that you play against and you play with. And competitive games, cooperative games, are meant to be fun. They're not meant to be something that you go away thinking, oh, you did such a terrible job, or you're never going to play with that person again. If you think that towards another person, you're not really doing the right thing. You're supposed to go away and saying, you know what, I really want to play with that person, or I really want to play against that person because I did really, really well. I don't know the mentality of the person who did what they did in America. Like I said, I'm not being in Australia, sort of feel apart, disassociative from the rest of the world, or disconnected from the rest of the world, and only people putting up on Twitter little hints about something that might have happened, but it wasn't until I read something and I was like, oh my god, why would you even do that, you know? Yeah, you get competitive, yeah, you get in the spirit of things, yeah, you know, take it as an analogy on the field, on a football field, for example. People might call it soccer, people might call it rugby, and we call it football here. Different words, same thing, same, not sort of the same sport, but same sort of thing. You know, you go out there, you tackle everybody, you know, you punch everybody down, and that's all in the spirit of the game. You go out, the game finishes, you shake everybody's hand, you might embrace them, you might say, well done, good game, you know, you played well, or you know, you commiserate with people when if you lose a game, or you celebrate with people if they win a game. That's how competitive game and competitive sports meant to be, you know. It just doesn't make sense how people would go out of their way to ruin it for everybody, and just, I don't know. I mean, what do you normally do in that situation? You know, you just think, I'm just so glad it wasn't, you know, that it wasn't me. As selfish as it may sound, you go away thinking, my God, I'm glad that didn't happen to me or anybody that I know. You know, I have no contacts or no sort of associates in America. And when I see people who play against each other on a competitive level, not so much for tournaments, but even online. So, like, for example, people who play Gmod online, people who play Uno, people who play Grand Theft Auto online. You know, they might give them crap when they're actually playing the game, but I can guarantee you that if they really did not like each other, they really hated each other that badly, they wouldn't be playing against each other. They'll probably go to each other at the end of the game and said, you know what, I think you did well, or you know, I wasn't happy with what was said then, and they think, okay, we won't include that, we won't do that again. Um, for me, it's not so much how you talk to another person in game, because you can give them crap, you can give them flack, you can pay them out, or do whatever you want to do. It's how you talk about that person at the end of the day. Like, say for example, generalization. Markiplier and his friends, you know, they play together and they play cooperatively and play competitively all the time. And they give each other so much crap in game, and it's just fun to hear them. And you think, my God, are they actually serious? But when you hear them talk about each other, like with the highest of respect, you think that's what it is. That's what people need to realize, that it doesn't matter how you talk to people, it's how you talk about people, it's how you respect people, it's how you live your life outside of the game, and how you see see the people you play against and play with outside of the video game world. So that's what real life starts. That's where the real life starts. But anyway, enough of that. Just thought I start off with with that, because I don't know, it just doesn't make sense. I don't understand people. I don't understand the mentality of people. And yes, I do include myself in that, because sometimes I don't understand myself. But yeah, just thought I'd give my 2 cents in it, and just put it out there, because it just doesn't make sense. And yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so enough of that. Don't you normally get into news and stuff, and it's not politics, it's social environment. Sorry, my throat. So I'm going to get into, excuse me. Going to get back into the game, and see what happens in this next episode. Okay. Loading and load. So I can't remember where we were up to in this game. I think this is 3rd episode. Yeah, something like that. Anyway, 3rd episode, and we'll just see what happens. Sorry. So anyway, that's just my 2 cents, and you can take it for what it's worth. You know, being somebody who has to look into it from the outside in, and to the people involved, to the people who's been affected directly, indirectly, to the victim families. To the... Okay. Excellent. I can see that you're really getting to make a great manager. I can really look forward to working with you more closely. So is this the end? Yeah, it's the end. The theft on the vase have set tongues wagging all over the hospital. Everyone's a suspect. Yes. Okay. Can we skip? I don't want to. Yes. This looks suspicious. Something funny is definitely going on in there. I've seen all this. No, I can't skip it. Dr. Buffman, junior doctor, shouldn't be in here. Okay. So we can't skip all this. Sorry about that, but I don't know. I just had to say something. I've been thinking about it all day, and it's not something that I normally get into, but I don't know. I feel really sorry for the family of the person. When another day is done, and tomorrow is your predecessor's last day. After that, you'll really have to run this place. See you tomorrow. Yes. Yeah, so you've got to sort of feel for the person who did it as well, because you don't know what their mentality is, you don't know what they went through. Anyway, let's just get to the game. Anyway, yes, 2 Point Hospital coming out this Thursday or Friday, depending where you are, I guess. And I'm so looking forward to it, and yeah, really Miss Spelling looks like she's mulling over what she saw. What was Dr. Buffman doing in the research lab? Good question. Very good question. Plotting evil deeds and mischief? Yeah, probably. Plotting a dastardly plan against the hospital. Or perhaps just looking for the men's room. Whatever it is, our secret sleuth will get to the bottom of it and rename it Ambrosia does something or other spelling. And it isn't. No, you didn't know that. No one. I've seen him. Well, the big day is here at last. It's time for Pager Man to move on. There's a double bonus. Work on our new extension has just been completed. Take a look. Click on the flashing aerial view button, which is all the new empty spaces to build new juicy departments. But let's take a look at the little problem that is developed. Click on the aerial view button, which is this one. Acid shower. This one? Is this the acid shower? Where's the acid shower? Where's the acid shower? Is that the acid shower? No? Ooh, there it is. See, the machine. All machines have a repair status to describe how well they're working. This machine repair status is at 0. This machine is not working. Machine's repair status reduced every time it's used. They start to malfunction at around 40-50% level and eventually stop working at 0. Engineers. Engineer, so there we go.
So? I've seen him run out. I've never.
Acid shower in no time. I've got plenty to do, so I'll leave you to it. Why not follow the engineer and watch him in action? Yes. There we go. That's that engineer. That's looking better already. Thank you. Okay, so let's have a look at our objectives. Hire an engineer. We've done that. Woohoo! Right. End of the road. End of the road.
Avala and Asinanasi. Asinanasi, Asinanado, and then Asilana Sunanana.
Unknown. Ooh, okay. Loud noises. Right, so we'll just go like that. Don't know what he's got. Just the engineer. He's walking to the staff room. So yeah, we don't know what he's got. So let's Where'd he go? Here he is. What's your name again? Dwill Quack. Nice. Dway? Oh, it's an Dway Quack. It'd be nice to know. I don't know, maybe. I was going to show you something really cool. So let's do bonus codes. Here we go. Hospital death. Continue. CLL staff skeletons. Lovely. You also can't tell which one's which, whether they're male or female. They're just skeletons. Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. Good trick to play on. I love it. I love it. I love it. Even the receptionists are skeletons as well. Yeah, that was just something I was going to show as well. But let's just turn it off. Bonus codes. There we go. And they're all back to normal. Cool. Here we go. Okay. There's always one, isn't there? Expensive new diseases blighting my last day in the hospital. Well, nothing can be done right now. You need to wait for research before we know how bad it is. Look, I've got a lot of goodbyes to say today, so I'm going to go out of your hair. You're way past needing my help anyway. Just make sure you can treat any new illnesses that we have come today, okay? Okay. Objectives will come up. Nope, it's not. Okay. Let's see what we need. I don't remember what that illness is. Unknown. Part half of edition, 9 minutes. Okay, so here we go. Electricity. What have we got so far? Treatment. Explosive sneezing, golf range, mummified, throbbing headache. Yeah, I can't remember what this one is, so let's just see what the research has to say. And I think we'll play this day out to completion. So 5 visitors, 5 patients and deceased. Which is good. We don't want anybody to be deceased. We don't want anybody to die in the hospital. I'm sure that will come soon because we'll get overwhelmed with other stuff. And like I said, I can't remember exactly how or what or when or why or whatever. So it's electricity or magnetism? I can't remember. I don't know. Anyway, about to find out. It's another card for the card rooms. Well, you know what to do. Properly. Okay, so what do we need? Staff treatment. EM analyzer. Okay, so where might we find one of those? Medical. So I got examination, metal, body scanner, EM analyzer, 7x6. So we need 8x8. And analyzer is, there we go. Did we not already have one of those? Oh no, that's different. Okay, so we got that. What else did we need? A doctor. So we'll get a doctor. High staff. Doctor. 10, 8, 6. Alright. That's okay. Okay. And we got another doctor. Okay. Better to have too many than not enough. Degaussing device. Right, so X-ray, research, degaussing 7x6. Again, we need 8x8. And you done it already? That's just a little bit too much, that sound, so we'll just move away from it. And we'll hover over this, because it's all been used here, so it's okay. It's okay, so we'll hover over this. We have to... So your next is the gauzing. I don't know what that means exactly. What? What was that? Oh! Ah, is that how it does? Very cool. Alright, so we've got Nurse here, Nurse Daisy. Hello, Nurse Daisy. What the hell? Strange noises coming from this game. God, that noise. Alright, that's okay. So, the gouging. So, here we go. Let's just watch it in action. Congratulations, you've cured your first lipophobia patient.